to credit her mother and father because they encouraged all of their children to spread their wings and follow their dreams, and they all did that. Allyson definitely flew the farthest. I mean, she worked for the Carter Foundation, and that put her in some places that as a mother I would have been worried about, but they let go and let her follow her dreams.
She went on a trip and accompanied my father on a trip to El Salvador. And I think that, in talking with members of the CDC, other members of the Peace Corps, that really kind of ignited her passion for outreach and the effect that she can have.
My father is the son of immigrants, and so early on that was very much a part of our personal history. And I think that opened me up to the world and then introduced me to the idea of how different it is, the experience for so many other people. And if we're looking at it with a lens through for women, I when I've done refugee work, I always joked that for no other reason other than just like the luck of the stork making deliveries in different places, my life is tremendously different than the life of a young woman in Central Africa, even if she has wealth.
Allison's always been very passionate in everything that she does, and she's got a servant's heart. So I even remember at St. Joseph's, they were always very much into doing service work, and it was a family affair. It wasn't just doing the required hours that you had to do to move on to the next year.
She has the most kind and generous spirit, always trying to make someone smile. I was looking through some old high school memories and I found this picture that she made me, and it had a quirky touch to it, but it was a picture of a bear, and it just said, "I hope you have a very special day and that I'm thinking of you." And it were these little things that kind of made Allyson stand out from the rest.
She's kind to everyone, but she also can hold people accountable. So it's interesting to see her interface with individuals where she obviously gives them the benefit of the doubt until they aren't doing the right thing. And then it's amazing how she can coach them or cajole, influence them to maybe do a better thing than what they're doing. And this isn't always the best people in the world that she's dealing with, right? So it's always interesting that she holds them at a kind of a higher, at a practical higher moral standard, I guess.
I'm sure she has some harrowing tales to tell, but it's all, to her, betterment of the world and betterment of the life that other people are living. And that's such a selfless worldview, which she's always had that real worldview character about her.
We definitely worry about her, but Allyson, Allison's not really afraid of a lot of things, and she's always been that way, whether it was pursuing little things, but in school and such. But now in hardship countries, we do worry about her.
In some senses, I worry less and worry more at the same time, because I've seen really bad things happen in the areas of the world where both of us have worked. But I know she has skills to do that. And I do worry, when she was in Nigeria and Boko Haram territory, for sure, in eastern Nigeria, when you can read the news and know that the person you love the most in the world is right in the middle of those events, which are, devastating, and people are being targeted, especially Americans, and like you said, especially women and lawyers and people that are trying to maybe change the way the control structures work on the ground. It's obviously, she's putting herself at risk, but I think she understands the risks and she has skills to make sure she can manage the risks. And it's the reward that she gets out, that you just kind of have to accept it. It's kind of like, I have a son it's in the military as well. It's like they're there for the right reasons, right?
It's not surprising to me that Allyson would end up in Africa or the Middle East, in places where women leadership is not common, but also maybe not well received. Allyson, the work that she's done, the skills that she's had been able to mold, make her the perfect person for that. She is able to be firm, but also empathetic to people, and I think that's why she's been able to go abroad and do those projects.
She just always had that fire in her that, if something needed to be done, she was going to do it. Always has a smile on her face and always just so positive in life. Like, sometimes you just need that kind of person with you.
She's been supportive of what I have started here, really, and I'm really excited to get back overseas and to do it with a partner is just, you couldn't ask for anything more in terms of being able to experience that with someone that you know and that you love, and that it's gonna, for her career and for her, just her whole being, it's something that she wants to do.
Community has been a huge part of my life overseas, and I think that surprises some people, but I have lived and worked with some of my women colleagues, Friday night dinners, Sunday brunches, when you don't have family in town and maybe the country you're living shuts down on Sunday for family day. That is with my community that is largely women.
There's just not a lot of people who come into this world who are willing to sacrifice all of the amenities we have here. Allyson's a lawyer. She could be working at a law firm right now doing that. She's chosen a different route, a route to help other people. So some people might find it's a sacrifice because she's not necessarily doing the traditional lawyer role, but the skills that she does have made that transition for her. She's negotiating now with governments instead of opposing counsel.